Alright, thanks for joining me on my first ever unboxing video. I figure with 3 weeks of time off that I might be able to utilize that time for some hobbies that I enjoy. So, I was able to purchase some new products today. I was eagerly waiting for the new Mortal Kombat Spawn figure. However, I'm assuming because of the world events going on, they were delayed, much like some of the other things that are being shipped out around the world. So, as kind of a consolation prize to myself, I was able to go down to my local comic shop, Tales of Tomorrow, and find this bad boy. It is the special edition Spawn Arsenal of Doom figure. And so I'm going to be looking at opening it up today, taking a look at the figure itself, and then actually messing around with some other items I found on eBay, including these special effects pieces, along with some glow stands, so some figure stands. We'll see how they look, see how this turns out, and hopefully it won't be so bad. So let's get it going here. So normally, I don't actually even open up my Spawn figures. If this video has any success whatsoever and anyone's actually interested, I'd be glad to show you guys my actual collection, some of the other items that I have, and also, just to give a little bit of a tour there. Huge Spawn fan, love the figures. McFarlane toys have really beautiful modeling and sculpts, and so this one's really cool because it's not actually a lot of their figures aren't very articulated, except for their newer lines. This one, though, in particular, from some of the previews I've seen, does have some good articulation, so we'll see if we can get it posed as well. Alright, so the box is old, so you can see some pressure marks on there. Tilted a little bit there to take the glare out. But I might keep the glass display case around it, or the plastic case around it, just so that it looks cool. Alright. So I'm going to adjust the lighting in here really quick. Yeah, it didn't quite take much of the glare off, but we'll keep it tilted there so you can see it a little better. Alright, so it's stuck somewhere here. Oh, there we go. So it comes straight up out. Got that nifty little Spawn faceplate there. Nice plastic base inside there to use for display, I think will be good. Comes with some little pegs there for setting Spawn in the display base as necessary. Yeah, pretty nifty. Alright, so there's a little insert in here on the base. So this is a pretty cool figure. The base actually comes out like so. And then he's kind of bread tied on there. So, pretty intuitive design though. This keeps everything from getting too messed up. Alright, so we'll insert that back in there as so. Little display stand there. Got a little McFarlane Toys symbol. Stick that out in front. Maybe when I'm standing it, I can glue it or something, make a little cool display. Alright, so let's get into this here. So, as you can see, the figure comes with a good arsenal, an arsenal of doom, if you will. So the figure runs anywhere from 40 to 80 on the high side. You can find them on eBay right now for a little bit cheaper, but I'd also hit up your local comic book shop just to see if they have them, or a collectible shop. It's a pretty cool figure. It definitely was a hard choice for me to decide to open it, but I love it so much. I really just wanted to give it the credit it deserves. You know, this one should be freed so that it can be displayed. So let's set and go here. Yeah, so I wanted to pick up the Mortal Kombat Spawn because it's one of the most articulated figures they have, but because of the delay, I had all these special effects displays and stands coming in, and I just thought it'd be a waste not to take advantage of it while I wait. And so I went out and I was looking around town. I also wanted the Green Lantern figure because we're doing the green flames on it. But again, just a huge Spawn fan, so I thought that I would find a way to get a hold of one, and something maybe that would look cool for display. So that's how I came across this here. Normally I collect the more traditional Spawn figures, so this one was kind of unique for my collection as well. And see if I can pop them out of here really quick. So many spiky bits. That'd be my son, who just leaned in the picture there. With schools being out and everything, they're definitely around and about. And they're big toy fans as well. There we go. All right, so before we dig into the guns and whatnot, we'll work on the figure itself here. There's the nephew now as well. So you can see some of the coloration here. One of the complaints, or it's kind of the love it or hate it feature of this particular Spawn figure, is the face sculpt and the coloration. It's definitely not the realistic tones that you see on a lot of their other figures. Instead, it is a little bit more comic booky. So you know, a little more vibrant colors on the grenades and armor there. The face sculpt is a little more cartoony as well. You got his big old boot there, some dangling actual metal chains as well. And so this is the articulation I was talking about. So you got the arm movement, shoulders. Got a little bit on the legs. They'll pivot a little bit there. Some more on the arms. He's got the bicep swivels as well. A little bit on the head here. So that way you can get some cool action poses out of him. So another cool feature of this one is that it comes with all the really nifty weaponry. So let's see if we can get some of these out here. I'm gonna start with probably my favorite piece out of this box, which is strange, gonna sound strange simply because of all of Spawn's arsenal. This is not what you'd consider his most exciting feature, but I think that the way the figure is crafted and set to be displayed, so we can get him to stand up here. There we go, big boy. Yes.
Because of the chain, you know.
There we go. Let's see if we can get him to stand up better. That big boot should anchor him down. All right. Got some thirsty preteens in the kitchen. Can you guys quiet down? All right, so let's see. Anyway, so back to the arsenal here. The piece that I love so much I'm talking about is this little dagger here. And the reason I think it's so cool is that the suit actually has a slot for his dagger to be inserted. So it's a combat knife actually here. See if we can get it out without too much bend on it. So he has a cool little dagger there. Yeah, right on. And what's nice is it actually fits right into the sheath here on his leg. So a little bit of a snug fit. Make sure I got it the right direction. Yeah, a little bit of a bend there from the packaging, so try not to scrape it up right now. Mess some more with it later. There we go. Fits all right in there. Sticks out a little bit, but again, it has that kind of comic book, cartoon style. All right, so some of his other weapons here. They sure are affixed. I'm just thinking, I might have to actually go down to our comic shop for the next video. They have some folks that regularly vlog and blog down that way, so be a nice quiet environment, pretty cool atmosphere. There's a little handgun there. So let's see, I think this will go cool in this hand. So let's see. Hey, there we go. He's even got his trigger finger ready. Do like the makeup artist there. Cool. This thing comes with quite a few guns, so it's definitely Spawn's full arsenal. Now I'd have to look it up, but I remember early on in the series, I want to say somewhere in the first 20 or 30 issues, they introduced Commando Spawn. So it's kind of one of Spawn's forms in which he reduces the use of his necro powers to conserve them. So instead he opts to carry around some heavy artillery. This is a kooky little thing here. Got a little bayonet affixed on it. You can see some of the little dark details there. One of the cool things about this is that all the sculpts are really nice and textured and detailed, and then there's a nice little wash effect on them just to add that extra metallic look to them. So adds to the realism and effect of it all. All right, so here we got another little, looks like some type of laser machine gun, very 90s comic books, if you're familiar. Some Rob Liefeld stuff Image Comics was doing. They got those hardcore futuristic weapons. Lots of pouches on there, straps, buckles, spikes. So this is a really cool nostalgic figure here for me. Brings in all the things I loved of the 90s. Just a lot of creativity and uniqueness. They're doing things in the comic industry at a time when it had gotten pretty stale. And, some people may argue that they were like the Nirvana was towards music, that their comic book industry, they kind of tore things up or changed it too much. But what's really neat is I feel like they were kind of a different way. I think they were the ones that kind of saved things. They brought some uniqueness and ingenuity into it all. Just mixing things up a little bit. And right now, I kind of feel like the comic industry is in the same spot. We face a lot of this sameness. So to have people come out, Todd's still talking about doing his Spawn movie again. Spawn just showed up in Mortal Kombat, as I mentioned. And we're getting some more of these R-rated films. Bloodshot just dropped. So here's his next gun here. It's like a little chain gun here, right? So you can see the cool details on the bullets there. They kind of gold, painted up. And you can see the barrel here rotates, right? So what's cool is you wind it up, and then you pull the little lever here. And if you can wind it up proper, let's see if I can get it wound up. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can, it's supposed to fire, but maybe I didn't wind it up enough or too much. There you go. So it's an old toy. It's been closed for a while, so I either might be doing it wrong or there you go. You see a little bit. So this one's cool. A little peg here on the back. Oh yeah, there you can turn it a little bit and see it's still going. There we go. Little peg here on the back, so we'll start putting this guy together here, getting him ready to pose. So, yeah, it's got a little hole in his back there. This allows you to stick that in there on him. So we have to move his arm here, give some space. It's like it's strapped on. Big old minigun ready to go. See, I kind of like this one a little better here. So I'm thinking if these have any pegs to mount them. I was looking for a pouch for his, so he's got his knife pouch, obviously, but a pocket for his pistol, possibly. I didn't see one, so one of these just may be floating loosely, like along the stand or something. So let's go here. And there we go. Look at this bad boy. He's ready for war. So pretty sweet figure there. All right. So for the next video, well, I guess we could just keep going here. So we'll set this guy aside here. Really neat. I'm actually really glad I came across this thing. I wouldn't have originally thought to picking it up. I'd seen it there a few times, but it wasn't until I actually got up close and personal that I realized just how nice of a figure it actually is. So pretty badass. Oh, there's the basic there. All right, so we'll set the pegs and him aside. So the next thing we're going to look at is I got a hold on Amazon of some of these light up trays. So let's see what we can do with them here. These are some figure stands that have some glowing bases. Now, I've never messed with these before, so in fact, as I mentioned earlier, I don't usually even open my figures. But I couldn't resist an opportunity to bring Spawn and his bad self out here. Oh, there we go. Look at that. All right, so to figure out how to do the color combos is what I got to figure out here. So just to keep it onto one spot. So you can see though, that's a pretty good color changes there. So I want to see if we can figure out how to get it to stay on green. So then it also comes with some little elbows, some little arms for standing them up. So he's pretty big. He's a pretty hefty guy. So we're going to definitely have to probably utilize both. We got these on Amazon for about 20 bucks. So not a bad deal for a custom display stand. All right. So let us see here how they go together. Quite a lot of accessories here, so that's pretty cool. If you know what you're doing, it's probably much faster. All right, so we're going to end the video there. I'm going to come back with a second one just for these.